Learning English through real, emotional stories is one of the best methods to make new grammar and vocabulary stick in your memory without effort. Your brain remembers moments better than rules. So if you love this kind of fun learning, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notifications. New stories arrive every single day. Paris was everything she had imagined and more. It was loud and quiet, old and modern, fast and slow, all at the same time. The streets buzzed with movement. The buildings wore history like perfume, and every corner seemed to hold a secret. Sophie had landed in Paris after a long flight. Her backpack felt heavier than usual, and the weight of not sleeping much had already started to press against her shoulders. But her heart was full of excitement. She had planned this for months. Museums, cafes, parks, the Seine, and, of course, the Louvre. She had a spot reserved for a morning tour. The plan was simple. Wake up, have breakfast, and walk to the museum. But her body had other plans. Jet lag isn't just about feeling tired. It's a mix of confusion, dizziness, and an odd sense that time is melting around you. After checking into her small hotel room, Sophie had stretched out on the bed for just a few minutes. That's what she told herself. Just a few minutes. She didn't even pull the blanket over her. She didn't change clothes. She lay on her side, closed her eyes, and listened to the soft hum of traffic outside the window. Somewhere in her mind, she thought she'd rest for a bit and get up in time. But sleep arrived like a wave, and it didn't let go. When Sophie finally opened her eyes again, the light in the room had changed. It was no longer early. It wasn't bright. It was soft, golden, and calm. That quiet time of day when the city takes a breath before night begins. Her eyes blinked slowly. Then the panic hit her. She sat up too fast. Her heart pounded. She looked around the room, trying to make sense of what had happened. Her phone was still in her hand, the screen black. Her shoes were still on. She had slept through the entire morning and most of the afternoon. Her Louvre tour was long gone. For a moment, she didn't know whether to laugh or cry. All that planning, all that excitement. She had dreamed about walking through the halls of the Louvre, standing in front of famous paintings, seeing the Mona Lisa with her own eyes. And now she had missed it all. Because of sleep, because of jet lag. She leaned back against the wall and stared at the ceiling. The room felt smaller now, the bed softer, and the silence louder. Outside, the sounds of Paris continued. Horns, chatter, footsteps on cobblestones. But inside, she felt like time had folded in the wrong direction. She had made it all the way to Paris, and then slept through one of the main reasons she had come. But after the first wave of disappointment, something changed inside her. She looked out the window. The sky was turning orange and pink. People were walking along the sidewalk below. Couples holding hands, children chasing pigeons, tourists snapping photos. The city hadn't stopped. And maybe this wasn't the end of the story. She stood up, splashed cold water on her face, and put on her coat. She might have missed her scheduled tour, but the Louvre wasn't going anywhere. The building had been standing for centuries. It had waited this long. It could wait a little longer. That evening, Sophie walked through Paris with no destination in mind. She passed quiet cafes and bookstores, watched boats move slowly across the river, and stopped to admire street performers playing music that echoed through the tunnels of the metro. She bought a small pastry from a bakery that smelled like heaven, then sat near the river and listened to the soft laughter of strangers. And in that moment, she realized something important. Not every moment of travel needs to be planned. Some memories happen in museums. Others happen while sitting beside a river with a pastry in your hand and crumbs on your sweater. Some lessons are learned by checking every box. Others by letting go of control. The next morning, she returned to the Louvre. She didn't join a tour. She just stood in front of the building, slowly taking in the glass pyramid, the wide stone walls, the history carved into every detail. Then she walked in. There was no rush, no checklist, no pressure. She wandered through the rooms like someone inside a dream. The paintings seemed brighter, the sculptures more alive. Every corner held something unexpected. She found the Mona Lisa, not surrounded by crowds, but peacefully smiling, as if she had been waiting just for Sophie. She smiled back. And just like that, the memory of missing the tour turned into something better. It became a story, a moment, an experience. Later, she would write about it in her journal. How jet lag had stolen one plan, but given her something else. How disappointment had opened the door to a slower, more personal version of Paris. How she had learned to be present, even when plans fell apart. She would look back on it not with regret, but with affection, because missing the tour had given her something no tour could ever offer. And now, without even thinking about it, you've just practiced real English. You've seen past tenses, descriptive language, expressions of feeling, and storytelling flow, without memorizing anything. That's the beauty of learning through story. If you enjoyed this one, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. We share a new immersive English story every single day. Stories that teach without teaching. And tell us in the comments, have you ever missed something important during a trip because of tiredness or a mistake? Share your story below. We'd love to hear it. See you in the next one.